Hello, my beloved friends. Once again, I welcome you to Marriage Without Tears channel. This is actually an awesome channel for married couples who want to make a success of their marriage. If you have been married for one day or 20 decades, this is your place to be. Once you are part of this, your marriage will be lifted, it will be edified, because you are going to receive critical information that will make your marriage blossom and become blissful and become the envy of others around you. This is your channel. That's why we call it Marriage Without Tears channel. And the topic we are discussing today is awesome also. It's a topic that is titled How to React When Your Partner is Angry. How to react when your partner is angry. 5 months ago, I did a production on what I titled How to Stop Anger Before It Destroys Your Marriage. Go back to our schedule, go back to our video schedule and watch that very particular edition. It will minister enormously to you. So what we are doing today is an addendum. It's an additional information that will provide value to your marriage. When your partner is angry, what do you do? Anger, like we know, is a very volatile emotion. It can torpedo the best of marriages. It can cause depression. It can cause sicknesses. It can cause all manner of emotional and spiritual pains. I have seen men lose value because of anger. I have seen men develop all manner of sicknesses, physical sicknesses, because of anger. There was once a man who gave out his daughter in marriage, and he warned his prospective son-in-law, please treat my daughter with joy. Treat her with calmness. Treat her with kindness. But unfortunately, way into the marriage, a serious gulf emerged, and he began to beat the daughter anyhow. By the time you realize it, that man who gave out his daughter in marriage, the father-in-law, had become so angry that he didn't know when a cancer developed in his system. And he was taking several places for treatment. It was not responding until, through a process of counseling, it was found that the root of that was the anger he felt towards his son-in-law. And by the time he came and offered forgiveness to the son-in-law, and we began to minister to him, and the son-in-law also embraced his wife back, joy returned to the man, and suddenly the cancer went on remission. I have seen anger cause a whole lot of damage in homes. That is why, as a man, as a woman in marriage, you ought to know how to react when your husband or when your wife is angry. That is our topic today. If you have not subscribed to this particular channel, please click on that red button by my side and get subscribed immediately. What are those things you need to do when your spouse is angry? Number one, be calm. Be calm. Take it upon yourself to be calm. Make sure that two people does not get angry at the same time, because the moment you allow his or her own anger to get the better part of you and you respond in the same emotion, you will never find answers. It will only develop to violence and to all manner of pains. So the only thing you must do is arrest the emotions inside of you and try as much as possible to be calm. If you discover that the anger of your spouse is growing and growing and growing, all you need to do, you may walk away, just may stroll away, just give a space so that that person may have the anger. Do whatever you can to de-escalate the anger, to make sure that the anger goes down. But in all time, whether anytime, please make sure that you arrest yourself. Be calm in such circumstances. Very, very important. That's the first thing you ought to do. The second thing you must do is you must try as much as possible to respond with respect to that spouse. Don't always feel that that spouse is talking nonsense. No, in every nonsense there is a sense somewhere. So try as much as possible to understand his or her own point of view and try to validate them. Make sure you validate them. The moment you begin to validate their points or their suggestions, the moment you begin to do that, that person will begin to understand that somehow you are buying into what he or she is saying, and calmness will return. The moment you begin to validate his position or her position, there's a tendency for him or her to begin to calm down, and then you will have a time to also chip in your own suggestion or your own opinion. Therefore, Respect is very important at this time. Don't undermine one another because of anger. Don't undermine one another. Don't use acerbic words. Don't use caustic remarks as a way of contending with your spouse in moments of anger. It can only make the anger grow instead of coming down. So treat that person with kindness, with respect, and at all times, please validate his or her own position before you make your own. Then the third thing also you must do in moments like this is you must try as much as possible to communicate constructively and wisely. Choose your words. Communicate effectively. Don't rant about. Don't become a chronicle of past events. Let the present circumstances, dwell on the present circumstances and communicate your ideas, your visions wisely. You must realize that as long as you are married couples from diverse settings and backgrounds, there are bound to be challenges in terms of understanding, in terms of perceptions, in terms of appreciation of views and points and opinions. Therefore, when you have a different idea from your spouse, the onus lies on you to communicate your own point, your own visions, your own ideas constructively. Constructively. Very, very important indeed. And as you do that, you will see the anger begin to come down. The person will also begin to see things from your own point of view because you have validated his or her own position. Therefore, as you are making your points known constructively, he will also begin or she begin to pay more attention to your own points. This is the way it goes. This is the way to respond to anger. And the fourth thing you need to do is to patiently try and find out the reasons for his or her anger. What are those reasons? Because in every anger or in every, angry situation, there is always an underlying thing. There is always, either it is because of fear or because of doubt or insecurity or unfaithfulness or shame or loss. There must be something that is causing the anger. If you don't understand the cause of that anger, it will be too difficult for you to find a solution. So find it in your heart to try and uncover the actual facts behind all the tantrums. What is the reason? I have seen people angry because they are suspecting that their wives are having an affair outside and they are angry. I have seen men become angry because they have incurred a loss at their office or in their business. I've seen men become angry because some certain expectations are not met. I've seen a woman become angry because what she thought was going to be a blissful marriage is turning otherwise. I've seen a woman angry because her husband is not always there. He's traveling all the time. I've seen a woman angry because the children are always at her neck and the husband is not there. He does not even show any concern. I've seen couples become angry because either spouse is not showing enough joy, enough strength in the spiritual realm, in the spiritual arena. They are not trying anyway. There are so many things that cause anger in a relationship. Look, forget about whatever is happening. Look down deeper and find out what are the reasons behind this anger. If you can uncover the reason, then the solution will be waiting. It's as simple as that. Then, of course, the fourth thing you must do, the fifth thing now, I think is the fifth one. Yes, the fifth thing you must do is try as much as possible. Talk to yourself that you must not always squabble at everything that comes your way. There are times that you may have to walk away, despite the fact that that thing may, it may be, you may not find it comfortable or convenient, or you may find his word or her word acerbic, or the utterances made is unworthy, is uncalled for, but somehow show maturity at some certain times by just walking away. Forget about it. Just push it away. Forgive it before it happens. Forgive it before it happens. Because when you enter into marriage, there are occasions like that. There are situations like that. And let me tell you, certain emotions or certain things we encounter in our day-to-day activity can cause a man or a woman to utter some certain words he or she ought not to utter. So it's not actually, you must make up your mind to always not squabble at everything. Make up your mind. This is a relationship. This is a lifetime affair. It's a lifelong relationship. You are there for the whole hog. It's not a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship. It's a wife-husband relationship. And you are meant to be there till the end of your days, or till death takes off one and leaves another. So make up your mind not to squabble at everything. What is the sixth thing you need to do? Listen to me carefully. You must begin to take out time, do an audit of yourself. I call it a personal audit. Sometimes in life, you may have to sit back and check yourself. Are there things I am doing that is making my husband or that is making my wife angry? Are there things I'm doing? Or are there things I'm not doing? Some time ago, I had an altercation with my wife, and we were rising against one another. At a point, I had to sit back in my calmness. I began to weigh the whole thing around me. What are those things that I'm doing that is causing this woman angry? What are those things? What are those things? In what ways have I erred? What are the things that I'm doing that is causing this kind of tantrum? What is it? And when I dug and dug and dug, I couldn't find anywhere. I couldn't just place my hand on it. I honestly searched myself and I couldn't find it. And then I reversed the question. What exactly have I failed to do? What have I failed to do in this relationship? And as I asked that question, it dawned on me that there are areas of lapses, areas of weaknesses, areas where I had not shown quality leadership, areas where I have not set the standard. There are some certain things that I've actually failed to do. So sometimes you may have to ask yourself those serious, intimate questions, and there's no man that can tell himself the truth except the man. When you ask yourself such things, you will be able to come out with answers. Let me tell you, if you mend those areas, you will see joy restored in your relationship. You will see harmony restored in your relationship. So in times like that, do an internal audit. And what exactly is the seventh thing to do? Before I tell you that, please try as much as possible to key into this program by being a subscriber. Subscribe to this channel so that other subsequent editions, you'll be receiving them with ease. I beg of thee, please subscribe. It will also encourage us anytime we are airing subjects like this. It will also make us realize that we are actually touching lives out there. Please subscribe. Touch that red button, click on it, and get subscribed as we go into the seventh point. What's the seventh thing to do in times like this? In times like this, you must begin to think in terms of influence, not control. Think in terms of influence, not control. That is the seventh thing you must tell yourself. Your partner is a man, a woman of her own self. She's an individual with her own opinions, with his own perspectives of life, with all manner of things that he has been through. And man is a product of so many things. Education, information, relationships, family, and everything. They all come together to embody. Together to embody what that man is or what that woman is. So it's difficult for you to think that you can simply change him or her. You can't do that. It's an individual. But what you can do is that you can influence his thoughts. You can influence her actions. You can influence them by better reasoning, by more quality information, by profiling better things, by making him or her understand the reasons or the benefits for the actions or for the positions you have chosen. When you do that calmly, you communicate joy to that person. You begin to make that person realize that, yeah, I might have my own position, but I think this person have a stronger opinion. I think there is something about what he or she is saying that is better than the position I have taken. If you can do that calmly and warmly, you will influence that person. So don't think in terms of control, think in terms of influence. You must begin to reason that way. Whether you have a wife or a husband, influence. You can influence one another. You are always there with one another. If you can influence one another through kindness, through choice of words, through better argument, better opinion, better ideas, better suggestion, better skill, you can influence one another. So think in that realm, think in that rhythm. That is the seventh thing to do. And the final point I want to make here, please, no matter whatever has happened between you two, the eighth point is, when calmness returns, please sit back together in calmness, in joyfulness, in harmony, and discuss the matter afresh. Discuss the matter. The anger is gone. Everything is gone. You have overcome the anger. But then there need to be a solution to that thing that caused that anger. There need to be a solution. Somebody had to offer forgiveness. Somebody had to be forgiven. Somebody has to grant forgiveness. You must make sure about that, because that is what ends every argument. That's what ends every conflict in a union. You must come together and look at that issue that caused anger. Look at it better. Look at it with a calm mind. And then, in joyfulness, in kindness, reason together. And then come out with a better proactive solution. Once again, I thank you for being part of this channel. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Please, always refer somebody to Marriage Without Tears channel. Do something about it. Refer a friend, refer a brother, refer some people, refer couples that are going through marital problems. Refer them to Marriage Without Tears channel. This is the channel for married couples who want to make a success of their marriage. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Have an awesome time. Thank you very much.